Today we're simplifying the kit of Promeia. This is a shortened version of my full how to play guide. Promeia is an S-rank ice anomaly agent. She primarily deals damage by filling up the ice anomaly gauge to trigger freeze, shatter, and the frostbite state. Promeia extends the duration of all frostbite by 3 seconds thanks to her additional ability. This will require an anomaly agent or a support agent. Promeia's unique resource is Corrosive Chill, which she gains by attacking, executing her EX special Shrouded in Shadow move, or when allies trigger anomaly-related effects, with the biggest gain from ally blooms. When Promeia fills up 50 Corrosive Chill, it will get turned into 1 Trial by Cold dot. Promeia can store up to 2 Trial by Cold, but she will continue to fill up Corrosive Chill up to 100 points to hold in reserve. Promeia has a 5-part basic attack string with lots of iframes on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th basics. This combo grants around 19 chill. During the 4th basic, Promeia enters the Bound Absolution state, where she can walk slowly before continuing to the 5th basic. During this state, Promeia will trigger an automatic perfect dodge every 20 seconds. During the perfect dodge, you can press basic attack to do Promeia's dodge counter. You can also trigger it the normal way and change to the 5th basic after for a very solid 20 Corrosive Chill. Promeia has many special and EX special moves. First, with 40 energy, Promeia will do a ranged EX special called Glacial Death. This enters Bound Absolution and grants the Absolute Order effect. With Absolute Order, pressing basic attack would do Descending Frost instead of the 5th basic. You can also just double tap special to go from Glacial Death into Descending Frost. Next, if you use Glacial Death right before getting hit, Promeia will trigger Shrouded in Shadow. After she dashes behind the enemy, press special again to trigger a stronger Layered Frost. With the bonus from the core passive, this grants around 20 Corrosive Chill. There are 3 ways to trigger Promeia's second EX special, Merciless Judgment. They will all require 1 Trial by Cold. During the 5th basic, Downward Slam, hold basic attack to do a back hop that will deal damage. After Shrouded in Shadow and during Layered Frost, hold special during its Downward Slam to do Merciless Judgment. Last, during Descending Frost's Downward Slam, hold special for Merciless Judgment again. You can actually just hold special the entire time while doing Glacial Death. There's also a hold basic attack version of this where Promeia would do a Whirling Blade move to enter Bound Absolution. You can continue to hold to do the 5th basic, then Merciless Judgment. When you hit foes with an anomaly using Merciless Judgment, Promeia will trigger in a bloom dealing 635% anomaly damage of the corresponding attribute. This is her main damage source. After any Merciless Judgment, you can loop back into the 5th basic, but if you hold the button, that will chain back into Merciless Judgment again, so you can continuously spam both moves. Basically, you can just hold basic attack or special the entire time to loop Merciless Judgment. The hold special version costs 40 energy, but Promeia is going to do Glacial Death, Descending Frost, Merciless Judgment, and the 5th basic all in a row. To further lean into her blooms, Promeia will gain 100 decibels when she triggers one. When building initial anomaly mastery, Promeia will gain free anomaly proficiency and an bloom damage buff that will affect the whole team. Going back to the additional ability, using EX specials grants Promeia anomaly build-up rate for 30 seconds. These moves also debuff foes with Presumption of Guilt. The entire teams of blooms against those foes will get 40% defense shred. So basically, Promeia is a bloom damage dealer and a bloom damage team buffer. The more blooms allies trigger, the more Corrosive Chill and Trial by Cold Promeia gains, which means more Merciless Judgment blooms from herself. It all synergizes very nicely. For more bloom sources, you can use Promeia's Chain Attack and Ultimate. These blooms are much weaker, but both moves build a lot of anomaly and chain to the 5th basic. From her core passive, Promeia's Ultimate also grants Frost Oath. After any Merciless Judgment, Chain Attack, or Ultimate, you can press special to do a free Layered Frost with Frost Oath. For builds, Promeia wants Initial Anomaly Mastery for free AP and a bloom damage buffs. Promeia's signature is Frostfall Sickle, 30% AM main stat, and when using specials or EX special moves, you get 20% ice damage for 40 seconds, stacking 2 times. With both stacks, you get an extra 35% of bloom damage. Promeia has many special and EX special moves. It is no issue keeping up both of these buffs. For other S ranks, Aria's Angel in the Shell is the only other anomaly mastery main stat W engine. With all her special and EX special casts, you can use Fusion Compiler, but pen ratio is less valuable if you're stacking more defense shred with Promeia's 40% for her blooms. For A rank W engines, Weeping Gemini's AP buff stacking is great since Promeia typically wants to cause disorders with another anomaly agent. Rainforest Gourmet or Electro Lip Gloss are also fine general options. For Drive Disc, Promeia wants the usual Anomaly Mastery stats, Anomaly Proficiency Petition 4, Ice Damage or Percent Attack Petition 5, and Anomaly Mastery Petition 6. For her core passive, 2-piece Fight Its Melody is a must for any build. Promeia has her own 4-piece called Notes from the Chained. Triggering of Blooms grants an AP buff, while triggering Freeze grants Anomaly and Disorder damage buffs. These last for 30 seconds, which allows for lots of time to swap to an ally for disorder triggers. Anomaly damage buffs are very rare, so no reason not to use this 4-piece. Promeia works best with the usual double anomaly disorder teams. You can also try stun focused teams, but she's definitely not as specialized for it like Arya. Double anomaly teams can technically work with any pairings of different attributes. Promeia is the first true ice anomaly, so against ice weak foes, she can work with Miyabi's frost anomaly to get disorders. Promeia does need on-field time to build corrosive chill, so anomaly units like Alice who can swap off during their big moves do feel a bit better to partner with. Naturally, as an Bloom damage buffer, Promeia will work best with Vivian, Arya, Bernice, and Grace. Vivian is ideal because she can trigger lots of Blooms off-field, although Arya's sheer number of Blooms during a stun phase grants a ton of corrosive chill for Promeia. For supports, team attack buffers like Zhao, Tsuna, Astra, or Lucy will be fine. You can use Nicole to get 80% defense shred on those Blooms. The premier anomaly support will be Yuzuho, who literally works for every single team comp. Last, Nangong only has one Bloom during a stun, but the fact she's a secondary anomaly DPS while also being a stunner is very valuable. Trade disorders with Nangong and save Premier's Blooms for the stun phase. In conclusion, Promeia will be the future centerpiece for any Bloom-centric teams. The more Blooms you have, the more Promeia amplifies your team's damage, and the more corrosive chill she gains for her own Bloom triggers. If you want to learn more, I dive into a few more topics about Promeia in the full How to Play Promeia guide. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.